So welcome back, ladies. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Everybody had a good weekend?
I've
Yeah?
been sick all weekend.
You've been sick? So I just kind of start the session with kind of going over just some fun things you guys did this weekend that you want to share. So if we could go around and share something positive that you did this weekend.
I cleaned my room.
You cleaned your room? What else did you do?
Got in a fight with my little brother for messing with my room.
Oh, okay. So you had a little bit of dynamic weekend. What about you, Estella? What something positive you did this weekend?
Went to the water park.
You went to the water park? That's fun. What about you, Miss Maggie?
I went to a birthday party.
You went to a birthday party? What kind of birthday? How old were they?
3 years old.
3 years old.
Wasn't any fun.
What about you, Miss Michelle?
My sister played softball. She had a softball tournament, so we went and watched her.
Awesome. So you guys seem like you had a pretty fun, active weekend.
Well, no, because in order to go to the birthday party, I had to do chores.
You had to do some chores?
Yes.
That was not fun.
No, but I did them.
Okay, cool. So I kind of just want to touch bases again with what we did last weekend or last week regarding some of the triggers. So we all have triggers, people make us upset, people mess up our rooms. So what are some of the ways that people react to anger? What is the way that we all kind of cope with it?
Throw things.
Throw things, yell. What else?
Scream.
Scream. What about you, Maggie? What do you think are some triggers or the way that you react to anger?
First, I cry.
First, you cry.
But I cry out of anger. I don't cry because I'm sad. I'm crying because I'm pissed.
Yeah. So we all have different ways that we express themselves, whether it's crying or shutting down. Does it mean that they're all healthy ways? Is punching walls a healthy thing to do?
As long as you don't punch people.
You hurt
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, but you could always be charged with vandalism.
Yeah, so I mean, there's healthy ways of dealing with anger and there's unhealthy ways. So we're going to try to focus on the healthy ways of dealing with anger. So do we have any examples of things that make us, something that made you upset this weekend?
Like I mentioned earlier, it took me almost the whole day to clean my room, my closet, and then my little brother walks in and decides he was going to mess up my folded clothes on the bed.
So he pretty much
annoyed me.
ruined your clean room.
Yes,
So him going in there and messing up your room after you cleaned it got you upset.
of course.
What about you, Estella? Did you have any situations this weekend that...
I came home from golf practice and my mom wanted me to help her clean up the house, which I already had a bunch of other stuff to do, so I didn't figure I needed to help her too.
So you don't like her telling you
What to do.
what to do, so that kind of triggers you. How do you feel in school? Do you feel triggered when teachers tell you what to do? Does it matter the way that they tell you?
I think it matters in the way that they tell me, because I think with my mom is as soon as I walk in the door, it's like, okay, we're gonna do chores, and I didn't even have time to set my stuff down. And I think at school everything's a little bit more planned. They tell us like ahead of time, so it gives me some time to focus or to get ready for it, I guess.
Okay.
So when something gets thrown at me, it
kind of
angered me.
yeah. What about you, Maggie?
I don't talk about it.
You don't talk about it? Why?
I don't want to.
Do you have something that was...
I just don't like talking about it.
So you had everything was fine this weekend, or you had some things that bothered you this weekend?
They bothered me, but I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, we're not going to force you to, talk. Whenever you're ready, we'll be here. So if later you feel like you want to, share some things, it's fine. You guys are not obligated to share. If you don't feel like sharing, at this time, it's fine. We'll just kind of go back to you if you want to express yourself. Anything that bothered you or an incident or situations this week, Michelle?
Nope, this was actually a good week for me.
That's good?
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a positive weekend.
Yeah.
So let's see. So next I'll be passing around pretty much like a steps of cooling down. Does somebody know what cooling down means?
Counting to 10.
Counting to 10, that's one way. So when you find yourself getting angry, it's time to take action immediately. It only takes 90 seconds to diffuse your anger because anger is a brief, transient emotion, especially if you take the following steps. So if we could go around and kind of review some of these, we'll start with Miss Yahida. Number 1, can you read that for me?
Close your mouth. Your odds of saying something useful when you feel intense anger are precisely 1 out of 1.26 billion.
Do we all agree with that? Should we possibly kind of not say anything when we're upset?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about number 2, Stella?
Remind yourself that delaying any reaction will probably help. Reflexively and instantaneously, don't laugh at my words.
nice.
And reacting in anger is what gets you in trouble. Take your time by being thoughtful, deliberate, and in control of your actions.
Okay.
I was laughing at mine because it says visualize a beach. Really? When do I get to go to the beach?
So what was number 3?
Distract yourself. Visualize a beach or a forest. I'll burn it down. Or think about plans you have for later in the day.
So yeah, so if you try to, don't focus on the immediate issue, try to focus on something else, maybe that will help you kind of de-stress. Let's see, number 4 is breathe. Take a deep breath, actually taking a couple breaths, maybe 4 or 5, very slowly and deeply. So can we practice that right now? Ready, set, and go.
I can't breathe.
One more. Okay.
It's just gonna make me cry.
Let's see. So what's the next one? Number 5.
Number 5, analyze your anger. Who are you angry at? Is this where you want to lose your cool? Why are you angry? Is the intensity of your anger consistent with the cause?
And I think this could be very difficult sometimes. It's hard to think about all those things when you're upset, but if you actually, thought about all those things, maybe it would kind of help us calm down.
I know sometimes I get mad and it's for a little thing, and then I will make a big drama scene, and then after cooling down, I'll think about it, and it's like,
That was
was it really?
You
That
can't
bad?
take it back. It already came out of your mouth. You can't take it back.
I know, Maggie. That's why we're reading this. That's why I'm using this example.
Okay.
Don't say nothing. If you don't have nothing else to say, don't say nothing at all. Maybe you should read number 1.
No, let's be nice. Okay, so let's focus on number, where are we at? 6. Stella?
Ask yourself what your true goal is. Will you really accomplish something useful with anger? Will your spouse love you more if you yell? Will your kids really remember to do their chores if you yell louder? Are there more constructive ways to get what you want?
And obviously you guys don't have husbands and kids, but you could apply that to your parents or your teachers or your friends. You could substitute who the person that you're thinking about when you're getting upset. And then number 7, this one's kind of silly. Maggie, what do you think? What's number 7?
Stand on one foot. I'm actually good at that because I'm a cheerleader.
Go ahead.
Yes. This idea sounds pretty silly, but if you can stay angry when you're distracted by balance, you might be surprised. Switch to the other foot after 30 seconds.
So I thought that was pretty creative. I never thought about, doing that activity. Number 8, repeat a calming phrase in your mind over and over. Say, keep cool, relax, this too shall pass, whatever else you find useful. Number 9.
Ask yourself how angry responses have been working for you. You'll likely recall many past events when anger did more harm than good. That would probably happen again if you express unbridled anger.
Okay, and lastly, number 10.
Reward yourself for exercising self-control. Mentally pat yourself on the back. Remind yourself that every time you control your anger, you have made an important step in your anger management plan.
And can you also do that for other people? If you see that somebody struggles with anger and they did something, they handled themselves in a positive way, you could also give them good kudos, hey, you really handled that situation well. So, it doesn't have to be just about yourself. It could be about
I'm trying
others.
to be nice.
Well, as long as you're trying, Maggie, it's all that matters. Just one step at a time. We're not going to fix, we're not going to just become,
Controllers of our anger.
yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. So as long as you're kind of thinking about your actions and looking at alternatives, then you're going to make a positive change. So looking back, which one's one that you guys would find yourself using?
Standing on one foot.
Standing on one foot. What about you?
Probably close your mouth. Maybe think
Think
before
before
you
you speak.
Yes.
Jahida?
I think I would do the same thing. I could say some pretty mean stuff when I'm mad.
Okay, Michelle?
Analyze your anger. Think about what I'm really getting upset about.
Yeah, and then you could also think about it like in, okay, is this gonna matter in, a day? Is this gonna matter in a week? Is this gonna matter in a year? Like, if all these answers are no, then it's pretty much small little things that you shouldn't really be
Well,
upset
how do you
about.
ever get to express yourself then?
You can express yourself after you've kind of thought about, all the consequences, or if it's really worth it, or when you're not upset. If you could come back later, say something really makes me mad now and I can't talk about it because I'm so mad, maybe revisiting it later, in the day or in the week, like, hey, that really upset me. Now that you're able to think about it and know what you're going to say. Because a lot of times we get into, debates and I don't even know what to say. Like, I just say the first thing that comes out of my mouth and it's usually not going to be nice. So if you have time to think about it, then that will help you long term. So this weekend, when you do catch yourself being upset, like, think about one of these things that you could incorporate. And then next week when we meet again, we'll kind of review, see if it worked for you or if it didn't work for you, because not everything on this list is going to work for everybody. There's some things that are going to work better for you versus like Maggie. So just kind of keep track of what the issue was and how you handled it, and if you applied any of these things. So again, thank you for being on time and for coming. And next week will be our last session. So hopefully by then we feel that we've covered some ground on anger management. Do you guys have any questions? Nope. You guys did really good today. I appreciate all the volunteering for the readings, and you guys are awesome.
You're
Thank
just a
you.
cool counselor.
Oh,